Now let me show you one more thing that you can do. If you right click, you can merge these layers together and they all become a single layer. And now, instead of it being a group of different things, it is all in a single layer. It is all a single object. Now, in some ways, this is great. This is great because you can move it as one thing. However, let's say the client gets back to you and says, hey, I've got another stupid idea of how to change this truly horrible business card. I don't like the perspective middle part of it right there. Just take that out, man. I like sand dunes. So let's say he says that. Now, because you have linked these all together, you are not able to easily move this section out. The only way to move that section out is to use the, create a square tool, move it right there, use the move tool, and then, move it over here and, get rid of it right there. And that's not great. I mean, here, if I were to go to delete this right here, I'm actually... For some reason, it's moving. It's moving everything. Take a look at this because this is very crucial for understanding layers. Let me go over what I did right there. I used the make a square tool. I moved a section of it over here. And then I went to move this section again to delete it. So let me here, select, deselect. I went to move this section right here and the whole thing moved. Now, I told you that each layer is treated as a single object, which is to say that everything on this layer is considered a single object. Here, let me increase the size of what those layers look like so you can see it in the video. This is all, everything in this is a single object. If I wanted to separate this out into its own object, I would use the make a square tool, cut it out with Control X, and then paste it in with Control V. And notice what happens when I press Control V. It pastes it in on its own layer. So now it's able to be treated as a separate object. Now, this is the reason why you don't necessarily want to merge layers together. It makes it so it's very hard to edit them individually. If I were to, for instance, try to select this part right here, I would press Copy, and I'd run into a problem. Whenever you're having a problem, the first place to look is ask yourself, are you on the wrong layer? And if you look at this, you can see that I'm on this layer and I want to be on this layer. So I click it and I don't select it. So I click it, I clicked it. Now I'm going to click and drag and press Control Copy. Nope, I'm still on the wrong layer. The reason I didn't change layers when I clicked right here is because I was using the make a square tool rather than the move tool. In order to switch which layer you're on, I'm going to go to my move tool and then I'm going to click, and you'll notice now it switched to the right layer. And now when I hit Control X and Control V, this appears on its own layer. However, I did the selection wrong. I created a problem, and that's the sort of thing you're going to run into if you merge everything together. So that's one reason not to merge everything together. So let's put these back together again. I'm going to move this up here. Just going to move that up here, and I'm going to move this right here. And now they're all together again, or at least I think they are. However, if I go to click and drag them, they don't move as a single unit. And the reason for that is each layer is treated as its own separate object. So if I want them to be treated as a single layer, I need to shift select all of them, right click, and merge these layers together. And now they're treated as a single object. Now let's undo a few times. I'm just going to undo to before I merge them all into a single layer. There we go. I haven't shown you how to do a multiple undos. Don't worry about it. For your sake, you can just go to the history panel and do it that way. It just stepped through, went backwards in the history panel. If I still had them as separate layers, all I'd have to do is shift select all of them, click the link button, and then I could very easily move them around. So that's how to merge layers together, here we go, merge layers together, how to unmerge them, how to remerge them.